Hey guys, we're back for another video. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel if you have not subscribed already. Now, if you guys are not following me on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick, make sure you are at Lakeysha Keysha. Yeah, we got to get into this video because Evelyn Lozada has pretty much confirmed that she just hates Jackie and her girl, Shaunieoneal or Shauniehenderson, remains on speed dial. Y'all, we got to break this interview down.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Well, guys, let's jump on into this particular video because Evelyn had so much to say about Jackie, and it is so disgusting because it is clear that she just hates Jackie. And my guess is she is still holding on to some old bull crap between her and Jackie. Now, when asked in this interview, did she feel like she and the other ladies contributed to this issue between Chantel and her mother, Jackiechristie from Basketball Wives? She pretty much stated no, that Chantel had this trauma for 32 years and it had nothing to do with anybody. And she feels as though they did the best that they could. Well, we don't get to see everything, but baby, it didn't even look like that if we were to see 5 minutes of it. But she seemingly drags Jackie, parenting, comes for Jackie every which way but the right way. And then lets the interviewer know that yes, she talks to Shaunie not every other day, but every single day. Now, let's just get into some of what she had to say.
Like people were instigating, but I think most of us, all of us, no matter which side of the fence we were on, wanted them to have a conversation.
Because like you said, you're very protective of your daughter. You guys have a very close relationship. So if they were talking about Shanice, how they were talking about Chantel, you would have been like,
of course, but it just really goes to show you.
Now, isn't that crazy? It's a different situation when talking about her daughter. Now, did you hear her? Of course. It is going to be different when you're speaking about her daughter. But for some reason, Jackiechristie's daughter, honey, goodbye.
You that there is a disconnect in that relationship, right? So, I also think when Chantel came to the room and said, I just got into a fight with my mother, the first thing after that scene I thought about, this is not shocking. Her first daughter wrote a book. Takari wrote a book years ago.
Now, why does she bring that up? We don't need to even know about Takari's relationship with her mother because we do know, if you watch Basketball Wives, that Jackie's relationship with Takari and Chantel is very much different. But this woman, Evelyn, she hates Jackie and she wants her life so bad that she is never going to stand up and listen. We don't know what the relationship was like, and I've been said that, but one thing I did say, it don't matter. Don't put your damn hands on your mama. Don't be cussing your mother out. Nobody cares about nothing else because it is what it is. Not saying that we don't care, but girl, you can't justify your mama being a bad mama and just say, okay, I'm going to push her down. I'm going to cuss her out. That doesn't justify. But look how Evelyn gets away from the conversation, the question, and basically circles back around and tells the interviewer, hey, Jackie is pretty much a bad mama because her other daughter said this and that
about the relationship she had with her mom, and that she wasn't the greatest of moms.
She wasn't the greatest of moms. I just don't understand why in this same interview, Evelyn talks about how, hey, if somebody mentions my daughter, yes, it's going to be a problem, but you are constantly giving interviews on this lady and her daughter. It's given Evelyn, sit the hell down somewhere. You are used up. You don't have a storyline, and you want to keep talking about other people and their daughters. Talk about your daughter and her baby daddy.
So I can't say, I was surprised. I was shocked. I think that unfortunately it played out on the show. I do think that I was surprised to see that she actually pushed her, because in the scene she told us that her mom hit her.
I was gonna say, from looking back at the episodes and the moments that you guys weren't there for between Chantel and Jackie, what is your point of view now? So from hearing before, when you just hear maybe her side of things, because Jackie wasn't trying to talk about it. She's like, I'm not talking about it. She walks away every time. Whereas Chantel was being like, she's doing this, she's doing that,
But were you? Because we're going to be honest. We're going to be honest, right?
We're going to be honest. We're going to be honest. Well, we waiting, girl, for you to be honest and say what it is, because you're not talking about absolutely nothing. You taking no responsibility. Evelyn, girl, shut the fuck up.
It's like every scene that Chantel is in, Jackie's been in this game a long time.
Yeah.
We know how to work the cameras and we know how to play the game.
Yeah.
And if I'm walking away every single time, like, I don't want to do this with my daughter, but you're still requesting to do scenes, you're playing games.
Now, listen, shout out to the Shade Room for this interview. How is Jackie playing games? Jackie doesn't need to request scenes. They're on a reality show. They show up to these events and they film together. The only scene Jackie may request is just the one to speak to her daughter in private, because she says she don't want to speak to her daughter in front of you hoes. And I can understand why, because y'all really don't like her. But when you say Jackie is requesting scenes and walking away, bitch, you are sitting up here telling a lie. And that's a shame. You don't like this woman this much that instead of saying, well, yeah, I got to say, that I apologize to Jackie because I really thought she pushed her daughter. But instead of saying that, you continue to say, oh, but you didn't see this. You didn't see that.
You understand? And that's the part that I feel like the world doesn't get to see. I know Chantel mentioned recently on Carlos King that she was even getting death threats. And
what does any of this have to do with anything, Evelyn was asked? You go on and go on about Chantel getting threats of death, but what does that have to do with Jackie? That's not something that Jackie put out. That's not something that Jackie started. It's unfortunate for Chantel, but that was the reaction to what she did. So people, if this really happened, because Chantel is a liar, like, we can't believe anything she says. If this happened, it happened because people didn't like the way that she treated her mother. But now Chantel becomes a victim when she lied the entire time.
And I'm just like, oh my God, I wish people knew everything that happened prior. She talked about the beginning of shooting. She told her mom, I don't want to talk about the court case with my daughter's father. Like, prior, like, it's like Shanice saying, I don't want to talk about the game, 𝐬𝐮𝐬 on the show. I'm going to respect it. I'm never going to even bring that up. The very first scene that they filmed, what does her mom do? She brings up that situation. So Chantel's kind of like, oh, like, I know you play this game with these girls, but you're doing it.
So you guys can kind of see how this went. Evelyn brings up everything but the question she was asked. Girl, how do you feel about what you saw after being told that Jackie hit her, when it seems like what we saw is she pushed her own mother? This woman does not like Jackie, and it's really crazy considering that Jackie is the basketball wife. We're not going to talk about Brandy because Brandy is not consistent on this show. She's only been back for a few seasons. But her and Shaunieoneal, I don't even think Shaunie really likes Jackie, to be honest. But this is really, really sad that Evelyn can never take accountability. She can never say sorry for shit. This is classic narcissist. This woman makes me sick to my stomach. Now, again, I'm not saying Jackie is some kind of god or anything, but at least say, hey, Chantel didn't tell us this. Well, we didn't know this until we saw the episodes. And then look how she lies and doesn't own anything. She's saying, oh, we only see the episodes when you see them. Girl, you are a lie. Sometimes you can receive those episodes a couple of days in advance. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you know that what Chantel said didn't happen, but you want to say, oh, well, Jackie was asking Brandy to bring up stuff about Chantel after Chantel actually asked Jackie not to talk about her baby daddy. Then she had or wanted Brandy to bring up something about Chantel being in a lesbian relationship. Who cares? Like, who cares? Okay, Jackie, that was kind of crazy if you did that, but it doesn't justify anything. And it just goes to show the hatred that Evelyn has for Jackie. She goes into saying, oh, every relationship I was in, I was proposed to. Girl, who gives a damn? You were not married. Oh, yes, you were for 2 days. So stop trying to make it seem like you were something that you were not. You were never married. Your 2-day marriage doesn't count. I'm sure you guys just got it annulled, but you continuously in this interview tell us, oh, I was engaged to every single time. Evelyn is a airhead and she's wore out. Nobody wants her. And she just seemed to can't get over the fact that Jackie has somebody that loves her draws clean or dirty. And Evelyn, all of the stuff she done gave away between her legs, she can't find nobody to like her. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments.
She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot.